The Batman is not a great film. It's barely a good film. Before I saw it for myself, everyone was telling me how awesome it was. Better than The Dark Knight, they said. Wow, those are some strong words. That made me very skeptical, but I still went in with an open mind, and I was actually kind of excited to see a new take on it. And when I did, I was actually very impressed for most of the first half of the movie. Robert's acting as Bruce was deep and dark. You could tell he was hiding a pain behind his eyes that we have rarely seen with the character. When Bruce looks at the child of the mayor after his father was brutally murdered in the first act, I would say that was the most powerful point in the movie, acting-wise and drama-wise. We know what Bruce went through, and now he sees it about to take place in this kid. No other officer or person around this child can offer him the kind of understanding that Bruce can, and he does it all with a simple gaze. And this sets off Batman's prime motivation for finding who did it, which was the Riddler. And when the Riddler first appeared, I was intrigued. He was creepy and dark with quirks in his vocalization that made him feel truly disturbed, not campy. He seemed to have real motivation too, and Batman was going to help him whether he liked it or not, because Riddler wanted justice on the corrupt of Gotham who wronged him, just like Batman did. But the Riddler was willing to kill them as punishment, unlike Batman, who has a code, which created a strong central philosophical conflict between the two. Not to mention how beautiful this film was. The same cinematographer from Dune, I later found out. This movie is picture perfect and really sets a unique mood for itself that feels grounded yet gorgeous. And the Batman suit? One of the best looking in my opinion. I truly mean that. They finally got the suit down to where the wearer can fight and still look badass. So where did it go so wrong for me? Small bits of stupid that turned into a whole pile of shit by the end of the movie. Let's get the obvious out of the way. You're making a grounded movie with a hero with no powers, and then Batman had that big-ass bomb exploded right in his fucking face. He knew it was gonna go off, too. That shit blew him like 30 feet back, and this mofo doesn't even have a scratch on his face. There's not even a little black powder like fucking Looney Tunes character would have when they get a bomb blown up in their face. He could have just turned around and been like, oh shit, and ran, and then like the explosion blew him back as he flew. Like, that still would have been serious, but I guess they just had to be like, oh, I guess Batman's dead now. I mean, shouldn't he have an injury? Y'all can pay for makeup. And then Alfred gets supremely destroyed by an even smaller bomb that was meant for Bruce, because that makes sense. You know, same guy made the same bombs, but, you know, the smaller one is way more devastating than the one that blew up in front of Batman's face. And forget about gunshots hurting Batman. This suit is fucking adamantium. Nothing gets through this thing. Pistols, sure, I can understand how it can stop pistols. A lot of body armor stops pistols, but have you ever seen someone who gets shot in body armor with a pistol? It still leaves bruises, and they're still like, oh, you know, they like lose their breath and shit, and that's just a small pistol round. I don't know of any body armor that's stopping high power rifle fire that we see at the end of the movie from like you know, a freaking 30-06 or something like that. That thing's coming at you at like 1,000 miles per hour or something like that. Have you ever got punched by something going that fast? Something has to absorb that shock, and it's probably his organs. But nah, he's good. He's alright. You know what armor doesn't protect him against, though? A fucking shotgun.
Stopped every one of them.
50 little BBs all at once is much different than getting shot 5,000 times throughout the movie by every gun known to man, and then just dusting it off like, whatever, you know, I'm good. And if you're wearing body armor, that has got to be heavy as fuck to work the way it does in the movie, or some special alloy, which they didn't go into at all. How are you still helping people for hours, picking them up and getting them out of the building like they show when he's at the top of the building at the end of the movie? Are you not tired, dude? You literally just took a shot of adrenaline just to not die, and then you got electrocuted on top of that, which I guess canceled out the adrenaline or something like that, and now you're still walking around in 100 pounds of armor while wet. He's not a bodybuilder. He's decently fit, but come on, what the fuck? Yeah, but it's a movie. It's a movie. Just, you know, just go with it. It's a movie. Okay, and why should I do that? Why should I just go with it's a movie? Where's the tension? Where's the stakes if he's unkillable in the suit and no one wants to shoot him in the jaw or the bottom part of his face? Not even a stray fucking bullet. You know, when he was in that room where everyone was like shooting him and all you could see were the flashes of light from the automatic gunfire. As cool as it looked, like not one of those fucking stray bullets ricocheted or like hit him in the face or anything like that. Okay. The solution that I would have done is have him use defensive weapons, more like smoke grenades, flashbangs. Use some fucking gadgets, find other ways around it instead of just getting shot continuously. And you're freaking Batman, figure it out. And the biggest tension there was in the movie was when we found out that the Riddler knows that Batman is Bruce. And not only that, he led the police and Batman to an apartment full of evidence supporting this fact. And because of the massive probable cause the police had to go in there, they've now taken pictures of every square inch of that apartment, and it is brimming with proof of the Batman-Bruce connection. Bruce is fucked. And you could see it in his face when Riddler told him that he knew who he was. Now there's a stunning surprise, because what is he going to do? Go on a little wire like Ethan Hunt to destroy the evidence in the police headquarters? Is he going to like burn the apartment down to make sure the evidence isn't backed up? Is he going to kill the cops that know the secrets, since a lot of them are corrupt anyway? There's some fucking serious questions in there. The Riddler exposed him perfectly and led him right into the trap with the Riddler himself as bait. It's just a matter of time before the cops figure it out. Damn, Riddler, you got Batman to help you, and now you're going to take him down too by exposing him to the world. Well fucking played. Well fucking played. Psych! You thought!
No, it's false. It never happened. It's fiction. We got you. It's a total fabrication. We made it up.
He didn't know Bruce was Batman? Why waste our fucking time, movie? So you can have a haha got him moment to the audience? So you can waste more of our time in a 3-hour movie? Why was that even there? Why even set us up for that when you're going to immediately take it back away, wasting our fucking time? What was the fucking point? Thanks for fucking us over on what could have been an interesting climax or a problem for Bruce to solve. It's like the end of Iron Man, but way more serious. Does he admit his identity? Does it set up major stakes for the next movie where the cops agree to keep his secret, but he has to do their bidding? They could have made that into something. You almost had me. And speaking of ending, let's talk about where the movie should have ended, with Carmine Falcone dead on a street. Falcone being responsible for Bruce's parents' deaths is the most interesting conflict in the movie. It is the most personal conflict in the movie. After all these years, Bruce finally knows who is responsible, and he can now take his vengeance, the prime driving force that transformed him into the Batman in the first place. And the Riddler got him there. He has the Riddler to thank for this moment. And Bruce gets a choice that will forever change who he is as a person and a hero. Does he break his code to kill the one man that he has dedicated his whole life to exacting revenge upon? Or let the corrupt system handle it and possibly free him again? He decides to hand him off to Gordon, the one non-corrupt cop in the city. And then, shots fired. The Penguin shoots him. No, wait, up in the window. It was the Riddler. And just like that, Batman was robbed of his own satisfying conclusion and character growth arc. And perhaps it would have worked if the Riddler was just trying to set up a bigger, more elaborate plan that challenged Bruce even more than this person who killed his parents. But he wasn't. Instead, this launches us straight into the hugely unnecessary fourth act, where everything we learned about the Riddler to this point goes straight out the fucking windows and out into lower Earth orbit. And the dude just shoots Falcone? Really? After all the elaborate killings and setups, you just shoot him with a gun? Riddle me this, riddle me that. The easiest thing to kill with is a gat. Wow, movie, way to amaze me on giving the fuck up on a satisfying ending. And then the Riddler's bold plan is to run away into a diner so he can be easily caught. Oh boy. But you see, it was all part of his master plan. He meant to get caught so he can set up the sequel with the Joker in prison. Because I can't think of a single fucking reason why it's in his best interest to be caught. So he can talk to the Batman and make him think for 2 seconds that he knows his identity. He got caught so he can rely on his Twitter followers to carry out a mass shooting on innocent people because... reasons? Does anybody know why? Oh, it's because he's crazy. He's just a crazy guy. You should have known that. He's willing to kill innocent people too. He tried to kill Bruce after all, just because he's connected to his corrupt father. So it fits. Okay, what connection to corrupt people do the masses of innocent people in Gotham have? Isn't the Riddler trying to save innocents from the corrupt who are running things? So his big plan is to flood the city and kill them? Remind me, which people can't flee into skyscrapers when a massive tsunami rolls through the alleyways? Oh yeah, the homeless people, the downtrodden and overlooked that the Riddler is fighting for. Dudes sleeping in their cardboard boxes getting washed away. Riddler didn't think about them, did he? And now all the people at the political rally go take refuge at Gotham Square Garden, or whatever it's called. And these idiots decide the lower levels are way better than the upper levels. Better to stay in the nasty garbage sewer water of Gotham than be dry and walk upstairs. And the mass shooters inspired by Riddler set out to take their revenge and start killing innocents because they're mad at the corrupt. Okay, fuck out of here, movie. They shoot one person and take about 10 more shots before Batman comes to beat them up. And then Batman gets shot like 20 times, which is cool, as we already established. What's funny is that when the Batman shows up, all of a sudden they have automatic weapons, but when they're shooting the audience, they're just taking like these few single pot shots. And the dude that shoots Batman with the shotgun, why the fuck did you bring a shotgun for? You're shooting at a distance, idiot. And then Batman gets to fight a bunch of nutcases who look like the Riddler. Oh wow, such stakes, many tensions. Batman doesn't get to face off against Falcone or the Riddler. We get no satisfying scene where he gets to go toe-to-toe with the main bad guy, but he does go finger-to-finger with the live wire of electricity. And he thought the best thing to do there is to jump on the wire, not use his blade to cut it from afar, not tell Catwoman to pick up a gun and start shooting the wire to break it. But let's be honest, if she missed point-blank shot on Falcone from 4 feet away, she's probably useless here. But yes, Batman's big showdown is with an electrical wire. Because it's gonna fall into the water and kill everyone! All the people that stupidly stayed in the water instead of walked up the fucking stairs. Fucking dumb.
They may have trouble adapting to their new environment.
Let's not even mention that the mayor got shot and is still walking around like it's nothing after this point, getting her wound all infected in that nasty Gotham water. But remember the moral of the movie. When faced with massive life-threatening injuries, walk it off. And that's what I'm doing to this movie. Walking it off like it didn't massively hurt my brain to understand what fucking logic there was for the second half of the movie. And then, even after that ending, there's still like 4 more endings after that, and we have to do the whole Fast and Furious, let's drive off together for 5 minutes and then separate. At least the Fast and Furious one was quicker and it made sense, but like, holy crap, you already said goodbye to the girl. Now we have to watch you drive your motorcycles away? Who fucking cares? End the movie now! And that's why Batman sucked.